Alright, so this is the fourth video in a little series where I'm opening the Pokémon Colosseum Double Battle E-Packs. These were released in Japan only on December 25th, 2003. So I am obviously going to be very careful as I open these packs and preserve everything that I can. So I'll start by cutting along the bottom here, preserving that art as much as possible, and then I will go through all of these cards as I pull them out and show them off as I get them loaded into some sleeves. So these, like I mentioned, were released in Japan only, and these are Nintendo eReader cards, which have little dot codes on them. You can see at the bottom here. So for example, this is Trainer Kilk, and there's a little dot code at the bottom. Maybe a little hard to see. There we go. That they can be used and read with a Japanese eReader Plus, or Japanese eReader. The eReader is a peripheral for the Game Boy Advance, and it's used to scan special cards like this one, to unlock new features in existing games, to add brand new features to games with eReader functionality, or play mini games on the eReader itself. There are actually two Japanese editions of the eReader. So there's the original eReader, released in 2001, and then there is another version, the eReader Plus, which was released shortly after in 2002. Only difference being is that the eReader Plus has a link cable port, which allows it to connect to a second Game Boy Advance or to a GameCube, which is what I will be doing to scan these cards. There was only one version of the eReader that was released in the West, and that is essentially the same as the Japanese eReader Plus. So it has the Game Link cable port. And the eReaders are region locked, which means these cards are Japanese eReader cards, so they can only be scanned by a Japanese eReader. So if you have a North American eReader, it will not be able to scan these cards. And the eReader really was only considered popular in Japan. So even though it was released in North America, it never quite saw the same popularities in Japan, and ended up being discontinued in 2004 in North America, so the English version of the eReader. But thankfully, people like to hold on to things, so I was able to acquire a Japanese eReader, which I will be using to scan these cards that I am carefully loading into here, and of course they are in great condition because this was a factory sealed pack. And look at the lovely art on here. We've got a Smeargle looking like he's trying to sing or maybe use belly drum or something. And this Trainer Cal here. Now these cards can only be used in a special room called the Card E-Room, and this is only legitimately accessible in the Japanese version of Pokémon Colosseum. So when you go into this room, which is in Phoenix Stadium, so if you remember, if you've played Pokémon Colosseum, there are two doors in this stadium, one on the left, one on the right. When you're playing through the game for the first time, either door will take you to the stadium, and it stays that way in the English version. But in the Japanese version, once you've beaten the game, the left door will take you to this Card E-Room. And in this Card E-Room, you can battle special VR trainers, which are these guys right here that I'm opening up. So as you scan them, you'll be able to battle them in this special room in what's called panel mode. And once you've completed all the battles in panel mode on all 3 difficulties, then you unlock endless mode, which is what it sounds like. And after you defeat all trainers from the red, the blue, the yellow, and the green pack, which I'll be opening next, for 1 difficulty, then you'll get challenged by a real trainer, not virtual trainers like these ones, and that real trainer will have a shadow Pokemon that you don't see normally through normal gameplay. So in essence, you'll get 3 exclusive shadow Pokemon by scanning these cards and defeating the trainers on all the difficulty levels. Now, the 3 exclusive ones that you get in order of the difficulty beating them, easy, normal, difficult, are Togepi, Mareep, and a Scizor. Now, I am after Scizor, that's why I'm going through all this. And specifically because I want Scizor to be my Ribbon Master, or a Pokemon that attains every possible ribbon that can be attained in the Pokemon games. Now, why Scizor? Well, Scizor is a Pokemon Colosseum shiny, and Pokemon Colosseum, or Shadow Pokemon, and Pokemon Colosseum Shadow Pokemon can be shiny, which is not the case for Shadow Pokemon in Pokemon XD. So this combination of an exclusive shiny Pokemon and just the exclusivity of unlocking these in the first place, which makes it an ideal candidate in my eyes to have as a Ribbon Master. Now, of course, I'm not the first person to come up with this, to embark on this journey. I was inspired by Sir Toasty Toes' video here on YouTube, where they gather all the ribbons on their own shiny Scizor, and I've linked that below. So if you chose to watch this video, I can guarantee that you will enjoy Sir Toasty Toes' video, where they do this same thing, and they acquire these legitimate cards and go through and do everything that I'm about to do, get the Scizor and get every single ribbon on it. So if you get one of these packs, if you get the yellow pack, this is what you can expect inside. And we have the 5 trainers here, the stadium, and then of course we have the lovely pack art. And the final pack to open will be the green pack, and then after that I can get to scanning these and starting my journey to get a Scizor as a Ribbon Master.